Hey, good evening, Minnesota. So, more about the shooting. His name was Alex. He was 37 years old. He was a nurse. He sounded like a really nice guy all around. Served the community by being a nurse, helped people, the kind that we all want to be and strive to be like. As more and more information comes out, we get bigger and bigger picture of exactly what happened, right? Throughout the day, I've been releasing bit by bit information, never jump into conclusions. And I'll replay one of the videos I just did, being very cautious. And honestly, I was right to be cautious because what the border agent Bavino said didn't quite line up with the story, with the video that I was about to play behind me, which kind of makes me disappointed. He's telling things that weren't quite right when it comes to the timeline, right? So we'll go ahead and play, and we'll go from there.
Protection here in Minneapolis. Some of those brave men and women of Border Patrol and Department of Homeland Security law enforcement join me here today to show support for all federal law enforcement who have been under constant attack in Minneapolis for weeks now.
Very true. Constant. Nonstop.
At 9:05 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Here we go.
As DHS law enforcement officers were conducting a targeted operation in Minneapolis.
Which I believe is true.
Jose Huerta Chuma. You can see this illegal alien on the screen to my left and right. That is Jose Huerta.
This is a targeted operation.
Includes domestic assault to intentionally inflict bodily harm, disorderly conduct, and driving without a valid license. During this operation, an individual approached U.S. Border Patrol agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun.
Now, it seemed like in this video, he was on the scene and he was pushed back by one of the Border Patrol agents. What led to that? There's still some questions, but as you see, there is no service weapon. He has his cell phone recording, so there's questions with the timeline.
The agents attempted to disarm the individual.
But there was a scuffle, right? There was, what you'll see, there was also pepper spray, a lot of wrestling, and things happened kind of fast, but we kind of know, but still don't know.
He violently resisted.
Definition of violently resisted is still open for interpretation. We had 4 or 5 agents on top of him trying to wrestle him, whether it's try to arrest him until they realized he had a firearm on him. It's still very unclear. It happens fast. And that's why I tell protesters, to stay 30 feet back because situations can change within seconds. It's always best to stay 30 feet away from agents. So stuff like this doesn't happen. Situation like Renee Good doesn't happen. Like it happens time and time again when citizens approach or get too close to federal agents. Things can turn really ugly, really fast, and not in a good way.
Fearing for his life and the lives and safety of fellow officers, a Border Patrol agent fired defensive shots. Medics on the scene immediately delivered medical aid to the...
And it did seem like the agents did apply first aid, or they were attempting to keep him alive or bring him back to life for a little bit before the ambulance showed up.
Subject, but the subject was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect also had 2 loaded magazines and no accessible ID. This looks like a situation.
So also had 2 additional loaded magazines beside the one in his firearm. So he had 3 total magazines, fully loaded, 14 rounds apiece, 15, 16, depends on what size the magazines were. He's just giving you a snapshot, okay? A snapshot. Full story, okay? Because the full story would be a lot more detailed, right? Where was the agent standing? Where was the other agent standing? How do you... Which is what we'll see here in the next few minutes, where agents were standing and what exactly led to the shooting. Approach. There's a lot of information that's still missing, but this is a lot more information than an hour ago, right? That's where we have to be very patient. And once he's finished, 2 hours from now, there will even be more information, right? Which is what I have. More videos popping up for you to even see for yourself as well, too, because there are actually multiple videos from different angles to show the incident. So we have to be very patient and let the facts come out. We cannot rush to judgment. We can't, assume things and rally up the protesters like Waltz and Mayor Frey, right? Both have not been helpful. And even Amy Klobuchar has, compared to 5
for law enforcement. Then,
I'm sorry. We don't know exactly. They assume with 3 fully loaded magazines, no ID, we assume, okay? It's not written in stone, right? And that's a very, very good point that I brought up. They can assume that he might be there to hurt federal agents. They can assume that, but it's not a safe thing to do. Assuming things is not a way to go about things, right? They'll have to investigate this guy. They have to go into his home. They have to go through his phone and see what his plan was. Was he able to talk to other people about his plan? Who else knew about this? Was he there to actually harm, or was he there just to observe? We don't know the full story yet, okay? And we find out he was there mostly to observe, to record video. He was just a person walking by. In the end, it seemed like. There's assumptions going on right here. But again, we have to wait until all the evidence come out where they can create a timeline from beginning to the end. Why he was there, what got him out there. They heard something that made him go out of his house. Why was he there in the first place? There's still investigations going on. We don't know exactly why he was there in the first place. As of this video, it seemed like he was just an innocent bystander trying to help a woman, and that was it. There could be more. Investigations have to happen. We have to be patient with that. Okay, we can't. But at the same time, we have to keep an open mind and just hear out the information. Yeah, so let's play this video, these couple of videos, and kind of get a better idea exactly what happened. There's still, even with this video, there's still a lot of questions I have, which I'll ask, and then I'll probably end this video. So here we go.
You can see he's standing there peacefully on the side of the road when one agent is confronting him. Another agent hops out of the vehicle and begins to walk up. There are now 2 agents surrounding the now deceased 37-year-old victim. You then see more ICE agents hopping out of this vehicle and walking up to him, but he then gets pushed back by this ICE agent. It's important to point out the ICE agent is the one who escalates and lays hands on the 37-year-old.
Well, we don't know, again. Did he yell at the federal agent, a Border Patrol agent? Did he cuss? Did he spit? What caused him to push him? Or was it maybe try and get him off the street for his safety? We don't know. We could assume. We are allowed to assume, but it doesn't do us any good to assume at this point.
If anybody pushed an ICE agent in this manner, they would be immediately killed. And he didn't. He didn't push the ICE agent. The ICE agent pushed him. Then we jump over to the footage obtained by Drop Site News of the entire event happening. I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens in this video footage, but I'm not going to show the moment that he's shot and killed because then YouTube would de-rank this video and show it to nobody. But if you want to help boost the message, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the Adam Mockler feed below. What you're about to see is the man, the 37-year-old nurse, in the brown jacket on screen, gets pepper sprayed and shoved to the ground by a violent ICE agent. Then another ICE agent comes and grabs the 37-year-old nurse's gun, and then the 37-year-old gets shot multiple times. When I play the video, you see an ICE agent right there shove this.
That was a shove that I would not recommend any federal agent to do. That was a mistake on his part. But last time I checked, shoving does not kill. You could get injured, but does not kill.
Woman to the ground. She falls over, and Brian goes, dude, what the hell? He begins to get aggressively pepper sprayed by this ICE agent. Pepper sprayed even.
This agent is very aggressive with the pepper spray. It continues spraying non-stop. He's spraying, he's spraying, he's spraying. There's really no warning shots with the pepper spray. He's just spraying. Oops.
Further, he can't see. He gets shoved to the ground. Then he gets pulled away from the person he's trying to latch onto, and he gets shoved to the ground. Now, I'm going to pause it here. I want you to pay attention to where my cursor is. There is an ICE agent in a gray jacket. The ICE agent in the gray jacket then walks up and...
So keep an eye on him that he's talking about, that walks up, going down on the person, and then we'll also on Alex, and then we'll also look at this ICE agent too. Watch his hand, and also watch where he's at the moment, right?
Grabs the gun. He reaches around and he grabs the gun out of the 37.
Do you see that? He is reaching for his service weapon. He is still on Alex. Does he have his firearm at this point? We don't know. We can assume or not assume. It's always best not to assume. According to him, this YouTuber, he says he grabbed the gun and walks away while this guy is shooting.
Year-old nurse's waistband. He walks away with the gun. Then the 37-year-old is shot. Not once, not twice, but about grabs the gun out of the 37-year-old.
There you go. He draws it out. He's still on the ground. So he may not have the gun, right? He says gun, gun, gun. He may get up and walk away to clear, right? To get himself in a safe distance before he fires upon Alex. Does he have the gun at that moment? To me, it's a bit grainy. We have body cam right here. We have body cam here. Body cam facing Alex and him possibly. Body cam over here. We have a lot of body cams all on Alex, right? So we should get a very good picture with sound exactly what happened. This is only one piece of the puzzle of what happened. We can judge. He's judging, saying this was, assassination pretty much at this point, But I can't quite jump to that conclusion just yet. I'm not able to. I don't see what he sees. And maybe because I look at it slightly different, right? This agent has his back on the situation, helping this girl, to get up. My question is, does Alex know this girl or not? Most likely not. There's just too many questions.
Nurse's waistband.
Oops, let's go back a few seconds.
The ICE agent in the gray jacket then walks up and grabs the gun. He reaches around and he grabs the gun out of the 37-year-old.
Okay, here's a gun. He pulls his service weapon. No other agent at this point, I don't believe, I can't quite tell from this angle because his service weapon is on the other side of him. But as of right now, he's the only one who has his service weapon out.
Nurses.
There, he points his firearm at Alex. He's still there. Is he saying, oh, is he saying gun, 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 and he's backing away as he's pointing his service weapon at Alex? Or does he have Alex's gun to where there should be no threat to anybody at this point because this agent has his gun? It's still very much unknown. We cannot jump to conclusions. This does give us a better picture of what led to this moment, but we don't have a full, clear picture yet. It's still one piece of the story. It's just one chapter of the entire book, right? So we have to be very careful. Has he shot yet? I don't know. I don't have the volume.
Waistband.
Now he's turning around and running. These guys are pretty damn close, so there shouldn't be no shooting because this is way too close, right? If he's firing his firearm right now, discharging his firearm with these two people right there, that's a dangerous situation. But, like I say, we don't have sound.
And he walks away with the gun. Then the 37-year-old is shot, not once, not twice, but about 6 times while he's laying there, motionless, pinned down. This is absolutely, unequivocally an execution. There's no way to spin it otherwise.
Like I said, we can't call this an execution yet. We can't. That's a dangerous terminology to be using at this point, where we don't have the full picture. It's too grainy, it's too blurry. There's too many people blocking, and we don't hear, at the moment with this video, we don't hear the sound with this video.
Unless you are the direct.
So, again, does not look good for the federal agents, the Border Patrol agents at the moment. Was it a good shoot? Was it a bad shoot? That is not for me to decide. It's not for this YouTuber, young kid, he looks like he's in his mid-20s, to decide, right? It's not for the president to decide or anybody else. It's for the investigation to decide if this was a good shoot, right? They need to look at all the body cams. They need to look at all these videos that are online. They need to, know where why the agents were there, why they stopped him, where was Alex before, why was he there specifically, what caused him to be there. And it sounds like, according to these videos, whether he had 2 extra mags or 10 extra mags, it may not matter in this case. Again, we had to let the investigation do its job. Now, I understand the Minnesota investigation has been blocked. This is a federal, because this is federal agents, so federal investigation will be done, not state. They are fighting. Minnesota is fighting to get access to that case or to investigate it themselves as well. How successful would they be? I don't really know. So again, if you're going to protest, peacefully. Do not burn down the city, the neighborhoods. Do not rob or loot any stores. People do shop in that area. If you destroy those buildings, those restaurants or grocery stores, especially grocery stores, those local neighborhoods, people that live there may have to travel 3, 4, 5 miles further to the next nearest grocery store. So I shouldn't have to be talking about that because for the past hour or so, I've been hearing more peaceful protest, which is excellent. And hopefully, let's see. Google. It is -4 degrees right now. It'll get down to -18 tonight. So hopefully the negative temperature gets people back home. But then again, people were out there protesting yesterday all day at -8 degrees, I think. So again, be safe out there. Don't loot, don't destroy buildings, cars, grocery stores. Just do it peacefully. And be safe out there. Make sure you dress warm. Make sure you have all your 10 fingers after the protesting is complete. Thank you again and have a wonderful night.